trucker mogul, man, back in the building. Look, I know we drive trucks out here, but I like talking about other stuff. We human. We human. So let's talk about the other stuff. So all right, y'all. So I had the pleasure of watching Club Shay the other day. And I rock with Shannon, y'all. Shannon from Georgia. He played football. Like, you know, we got some stuff that's similar, right? So when I saw Shay starting to take off, I was happy for Shannon. And then the Cat Williams thing happened, and everything went crazy, right? So now we got Monique coming. So let me say this, and I got a lot of points on my little cue card that I'm talking about, right? Shannon started the thing where it was just like a lounge, kind of like barbershop situation, right? Where we just talking, just being us. Just be free. You don't gotta worry about protecting yourself. I ain't gonna try to come at you no kind of sideways, so you can let your guard down, kind of like what Oprah used to do. Let your guard down and let people just talk freely, right? Cat Williams went over there and cut the monkey. You saw, like, I die laughing every time Shannon go get a drink, and he drink. When Shannon drank that drink, Shannon be like, "Oh Lord, let me take a drink." So, I'm watching the Monique special yesterday. When I ain't gonna say special, when she was on there, and Shannon, he types a nice little line where he let the people be free. He let them be free, but at the same time, he keep the interview going, and he gonna ask the tough question. Like, he asked Monique, was she in special ed classes? I ain't never heard nobody ask Monique, was she in special ed classes? And like I know, look, I used to be in them classes. I know a bunch of people used to be in them classes. Like, I had a speech impediment when I was growing up, right? So that used to be very embarrassing. Like, you had to go to your class to go to your speech, and like everybody looking like, why you going there? And you had like kids in the classroom that was like really, really slow, like someone that be slobbing and stuff. So it's like they seeing you go in the class with them, and like everybody let's label you as like you super slow. So when Shannon asked her that and she owned up to it and she talked about it, that was pretty cool. And the thing about it that I used to always say with me, even though, yeah, I had my disadvantages, but I knew a lot of other people that had other disadvantages that I didn't have, right? So I could pick at people for what they couldn't do that I could do, but I noticed a lot of people would try to pick at me because I couldn't say certain words or whatever, and I used to just shake it off. But all right, so let's get to the interview, y'all. So the first thing I said when the show was going, I said, man, they finna get Shannon Sharp canceled. Now I want y'all to know, since it happened now, I heard some other people speak out about it. So y'all got to remember what Monique and what Cat Williams is talking about is the powers that be. It's some people that's running the show that we really don't know about, right? It's some people behind the scenes that's cutting checks and stuff. And if you ain't saying what they want you to say, they will cut your money, right? So, and it came up when she brought up the situation about Kevin Hart. And I don't like how she was name dropping too. Now, I will say that. I don't like how she was name dropping. Cause I mean, tell the story, but don't necessarily say the person's name, cause now you get them tied to it. And now, if you're trying to help out, but you're trying to be undercover with it, I get you saying you over her, and I was too. But did you watch the interview though? Tell me that. Did you watch the interview? Yeah, yes or no? Did you watch the interview on Shannon Sharp? So, the thing about Monique, when she was dropping names talking about Kevin Hart, he helped her out when she was down. Dawg, you got to watch the interview, bro. You got it. And see, that my homeboy JB, he said the same thing. He was like, man, I ain't got time for her. But if you watch the interview, and the first half of the interview, you kind of like, here go Monique on that same bullshit. Here she go. But on the second half, you can kind of tell where her husband has changed her. Like, she started dropping some dimes. When she started talking about her husband put her in a better place in life. Like, she talked about how her husband, she used to sit at the head of the table, bro. Listen to this, dog. She used to sit at the head of the table, and her husband didn't never like fight her about it. Just over time, it changed. Over time, she realized I'm sitting in the wrong spot. This man is guiding me. He helping me stay out of situations I don't need to be in. I thought I was running the show. Let me sit my ass down and let this man be great. Let me trust in my man. Like, and I applauded her for saying that. And she said, this one thing she said while I said the interview was great. She said, I wish I could put my husband in a cup and let a lot of women get a sip of my husband so they can see why they need a man in their life. And not just any man, like and see, man, I had this conversation with my sister. My sister, she a strong, independent black woman. Strong. I mean, make $75 an hour, got 2 houses, all that. Single though, single. And I said, look, you need a guy. She said, I'm an alpha female. I need an alpha male. I'm like, first of all, ain't no such thing as an alpha female. You might be a matriarch, but you ain't no alpha female. That's not a real thing. In nature, that's not a real thing. But you might want a guy that's more of a beta or a sigma, a guy that can deal with you. Because an alpha's not gonna deal with you. She didn't want to hear that. She didn't want to hear that. But guess what Monique got? Monique got a man that's not an alpha. But just because you're not an alpha, that don't mean you're gonna let people run over you. I want y'all to understand. You see what Tyler Perry said? Tyler Perry said, I want to have a meeting with you, Mo, but I don't want your husband there. If her husband, the same guy that let Monique sit at the table, the same guy that a lot of people say, man, you a pushover. If he was such a pushover, why Tyler Perry was worried about him being in that meeting? Because Tyler Perry know you can't just get over on this man. He's going to hold it down. Yeah, her husband did play the long game, but her husband, all right, hold on, let me get in my little thing because I got it on here. Hold on, let me get in my stuff, y'all. So, all right, so my first point was I felt like they were going to cancel Shannon. Like if he keep going like this, somebody going to kind of step in and try to cancel him. And you saw what Shannon said. Shannon said, you trying to get me canceled. And now what I did like was Mo was like, Shannon, you said, you call him out. And like you trying to get Shannon involved in your stuff. He giving you the platform to say what you want to say. And it's helping both of y'all. But you trying to make your fight be his fight. Even though, to Mo's credit, that's true. If we fight individually, we gonna lose. If we fight together, we can win. We gotta understand that. So I understand what Shannon was saying. You got to play the game, but Mo is saying when we play this game, we end up getting burnt, and we don't get our value when we play this game. And she telling the truth. All right, the second thing, the hurt in the black community, man. When watching this interview, I'm listening to what she said about how she got brought up, how she got molested. I'm looking at Shannon, how she was saying about how women call him black and ugly and all this kind of stuff. And Shannon is expressing, yeah, I went through a lot of hurt. Monique is expressing that she went through a lot of hurt. Her husband had to deal with her sleeping with all these other men, and he still stayed there and waited and all. So I'm just listening to this. I'm like, damn, boy, so many people going through hurt. And Shannon was saying, you didn't think about what Oprah had to go through to get to where she's at? Like, what kind of things that Oprah is being hunted with, that why she moved the way she moved. And Monique didn't really want to listen to that, but that's true. So it's like our community, and I'm gonna just say the whole entertainment industry. I done seen a lot of stories about some of these white artists that get drugged too, broke. They don't have nothing. They managers take them for their money too. So it ain't just us that get got like this. It's a lot of entertainers that get got. So that was my third point. Across the world, people are messed up, and because I done seen a lot of these white. That's why a lot of these white artists and stuff be touring at 67 and 80 because they need some money. When she spoke about the Oscars, when she spoke, and I'm reading the comments, so if y'all say something, I'm gonna check in with you. I see you, Miss Downs, Down Home Lifestyle interview. I ain't never seen you. I might check your channel out. But when she talked about the Oscars and the Grammys and all this kind of stuff, well, I'm gonna throw the Grammy in there because I was thinking this. I know y'all seen the whole clip with Jay-Z and what he said about Beyonce. She never won Album of the Year and all that kind of stuff. And I was saying to myself, but I remember when Beyonce would never show up to the BET Awards, when she would never show up to the like Hoodie Awards and the ESPYs and ESPY Awards and stuff like that. Like all the black people stuff, she wouldn't show up like that. She may be like 1 or 2 times early in her career, but when she got long, like 10 plus years into her career, she would never show up. So when we want to give you them awards, you didn't value our awards, but you always did at the Grammys. You always did at the Grammys, and now you kind of upset. And then like she was kind of upset that Jay-Z was even speaking out. Goes back to the Monique stuff. She's upset that Jay-Z is even speaking out like Kanye spoke out. Yeah, they shafting you. But at the same time, sometimes this goes back to sales. It's going to be hard for Beyonce to ever beat Taylor Swift in sales. Just because the crossover. You know, like how this world is set up. A lot of Caucasians just got more money because how the system is set up. So they're able to spend more money. So they're going to always have more sales most of the time, y'all. That's just how it is until we actually start working together. And that's what we can't do. We can't. Because like if we really work Africa like we supposed to, a lot of African Americans are afraid to go to Africa. What's my man now? He done said a whole bunch of times, Akon, he was like, man, if y'all go to Africa, y'all can make so much money. But I done heard stories with DMX and all them guys that went to Africa, felt like they were about to get robbed. So that's why I see Taylor Swift, she can go to London and do shows in Britain and all these places, and she don't worry about getting robbed. So that's our own, you know. But I like how Monique said she really didn't care about the Oscar. It was an award that she said, I can't remember the name of the Image Award she named, and it goes back to us not caring about our stuff. But she was like, she was proud when she won that award, and that's how it should be. But we don't value ourselves. Until we value ourselves, we ain't gonna never really have that for real. That's just how it go. The strong black woman was on display doing this interview. And I deal with this a lot. It's a lot of women. I dated a lot of women that are strong black women. Because I believe in women. Like, I don't want to, some dudes, they like getting women that's down and out so they can kind of run over them. No, I want somebody that got their stuff together so we can have good conversations and we can plan and we can build and it's about legacy, right? So I deal with a lot of women that have to have this strong black woman persona. But it's refreshing to know when you're dealing with a woman that has that strong black woman in her, but she knows how to suppress it and be nice and gentle. And I've seen some ladies be nice and gentle. Like I see it with Monique all the time. She's nice when she speak on women most of the times. She give women a lot of praise, but she don't get the same kind of praise to dudes. I see that sometimes, and I don't know if it's because what her and her brother went through, but like her husband told her, like, you got to stop using that as an excuse for you to be acting out. You got to, that happened a long time ago. Now you're responsible for your actions. And so I was happy to see the strong black woman on this video, and she said she gave her husband props for helping her change, for her starting to sit down and just listen to her husband and stop trying to run over the man. She started realizing, like, damn, I'm out of line. I'm out of order. And that's why she was like, I wish I could give a piece of my husband to all these sisters out here. Because women see it. Because Monique saw it when she tried to tell these women to stop wearing what they were wearing, them little hair things, whatever they were, the bonnets. She got all kind of backlash. The one thing that was kind of confusing, because when you listen to Monique, she do sound very like she love people, she love our people, all that kind of stuff, and she'll do anything for a person if they're doing the right thing. But how her boys don't deal with her, well, one of her boys don't deal with her, and her family don't deal with her. And I know I know some families are shiesty and they'll try to run you and get over on you. But for you not to even did, like, she made it where it was a point where she didn't deal with her family at all except for who stay in her household. Like, I was like, what? What? You don't deal with nobody? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know enough about that, so I'm gonna leave that alone. I made that point about her husband had to raise her. I like how she said that, man. That was, and one of my homeboys, he said that all the time. He talked about his wife. He was like, I had to raise my wife, and I was like, what you mean? And he started breaking down some of the stuff he had to do, and he was like, she had no idea. She had no clue. She didn't know about this. She didn't know about that. And some men, we just take it for face value that women know this stuff because they're women. We just know women know about scheduling, like dentist appointments and all this kind of stuff, and just how to take care of a house, how to keep a house. And a lot of times, if they didn't get that from their mama, they really don't know. A lot of women don't really know how to be, especially they from the hood, they really don't know how to be a lady until somebody show them how to be a lady. And sometimes when you try to show them, they push back on you hard, like hard as hell. Like I done had women that cry, like we going back and forth for years talking about stuff because I actually care about them. One day they'll break down and cry, and then they'll tell me why they've been doing this for so long, and then they'll say they appreciate this, but they can't get out their own way. So it's funny, man. It's when I say it's funny that I can't understand how to solve the problem. It's weird, I should say that. But unless you fully commit like this husband did, you got to fully commit. And you got to really be with him all the time. And sometimes life's too short to do that. Let me see my point number 7. I talked about that. She sat ahead of the table. I talked about how her and her husband, they switched seats after a while. Oh, and when her and her husband, they switched seats, I think they switched seats when she was like, she got to a point where they ran out of money. Like she had no money coming in because with the Tyler Perry thing. And her husband said, I got you. I think when her husband, see, that's why it's so crazy. Like when women fight to get this money and you want to get these good jobs, when women get good jobs, they make more than their husband, they kind of don't value their husband. But when a man makes more money than his wife, y'all expect men to always value y'all. And it's like, you see what happens with women sometimes. When they make more money than they do, they start valuing they do. They start talking crazy to they do. So that's just something we got to work on as a society, man. We got to work on that. We got to value people for what they bring to you, not because how much money we make. Let me see what you're talking about. She messed up by not doing the free promo. I mean, you're right. All right. And I talked to my homeboy about that last night. All right. So you drive trucks, right? So say if a company had 30 loads and they gave you 2 loads, and the loads paying good, loads paying like $3,000 a piece. So you could run them 2 loads and you made your $6,000, and then you know they got more loads. But because remember, they ain't paying her a lot for that movie. She got an Oscar on that movie. She only got like $55,000 for that, right? She asked Tyler Perry to give her some more money. He was like, no. She asked Oprah. Oprah like, I ain't paying her shit. So nobody didn't want to pay her no more money, but they wanted her to go work. And she going out the country to work. It ain't like she going to her hometown to go work. She going out the country. And she got other jobs she doing, so she don't really have that much time to be at home, right? She still got kids and a husband and all that stuff that she got to deal with too, right? But I've noticed some people get paid and some other folks, they try not to pay you. I've seen that in our industry, right? So Monique, the only thing she's saying is, look, compensate me for what I'm doing. They didn't want to give her nothing. So that's not, you talking a billionaire don't want to give you nothing. So you right, she did mess up by not wanting to do that. But why we got to always be the one that's doing the favors? Why the people with all the money ain't the one that's doing the favors? And that's how they get all the money, because they ain't giving nothing. They ain't doing nothing for free. But now we are just expected to do the stuff for free. So I see why Monique is standing on that. And back to you, if you rent them 2 loads and you know it was more, it was 28 more loads out there, other people running loads, and they called you and say, hey, we need you to go down there and get one of them trailers, one of them empty trailers, and bring it back up for us. And you say, how much y'all gonna pay me? Oh, we ain't gonna pay you nothing. But the next time we get this account again, instead of giving you 2 loads, we'll give you 10 loads. You like, huh? So I'm finna miss money, miss time with my family, spend my money going to do this to help y'all out. Y'all really didn't pay me like y'all supposed to this time. Now you saying next time you gonna make sure I'm good? Next time ain't guaranteed. So it's just like, that ain't right, bro. That ain't right. If you look at it from face value, they was trying to get over on them. So if we keep telling ourselves we got to do this for them for free, look how many freebies they get from our whole community. So you watch the interview. She borrowed money from Kevin Hart, and she said she paid him back with interest. But you see how she said that? She said, I paid him back with interest. So that shows you I appreciate you for helping me out, and I'm going to give you a little extra. That's how you're supposed to do people when people look out for you. Let me see the next thing she did. Last thing I think I'm gonna say about this, Monique, and I heard some of my homegirl friends say this. Monique kind of moved like a man. She went back down. She in your face. She moved like a man, right? The crazy thing about it is most women don't have a man like her husband. Her husband waited for her. Her husband was so in love with her. He waited and he dealt with all the bull. Her having kids with another man, all that. Well, he had kids too, so that's kind of washed. That when both of y'all got kids, that kind of wash out. But if you want to have, if you crazy about a person, and they have kids for another person, that hurts your spirit, man. If you don't got no kids either, that hurts your spirit now. Y'all talking and you see them getting pregnant and having them pictures and all that kind of stuff online and the baby shower and you just sitting there licking. That shit can kill you now. So that man, he love her. And a lot of women ain't gonna they really ain't gonna get a man that's gonna love them like that and wait and stay and wait and wait. So she got lucky on that. She got lucky. She got real lucky. Let me see. Oh, the other thing about this, for the ladies that's watching right now, if your dude, now see, I'm gonna tell y'all what's different. Monique told her husband, she said, Daddy, I want to sleep with other women. He said, I do too. So now they got like an open relationship, right? But I think she sleep with women, she maybe sleep with men. And the thing about it is, the older you get, the less likely you are to go out here and play, because you don't have as much energy when you get older. Your sex drive ain't as high, so you kind of, yeah, it might pop off once or twice a year, but for real, you ain't out here really trying to do it like that. You got kids and everything. You working hard, like you really don't have time for it like that. But how many ladies? Because I heard a lot of ladies say this, because I talk about poly and different kind of things. I feel like that's what's going to help our community if we really want to get it back on track. Poly right now, because everything is, inflation so high, all this stuff. I talk about that, right? Most women get mad, and most women tell me, what they say? Well, can I be with somebody else? Can I be with somebody else? And the thing about that is, if you with somebody else, and you get pregnant from somebody else, now I can't enjoy you no more. So I don't know if this past the point where, or they said if we do it, you got to make sure you use a condom or whatever. I don't know. But they decided they was gonna do it, right? They did they to this day, I think they still practice an open relationship. And what I tell a lot of people from back in the day, the reason why a lot of our grandmoms and granddaddies and stuff stayed together is because they didn't have cell phones. They couldn't keep up with each other. They know their person was doing something, but they needed each other. They needed each other. Back then, life was harder. It wasn't as convenient. So you needed each other. You needed somebody to be cooking while somebody was working. You needed somebody to be working on that pump outside to pump the water and boiling the hot water for your bath. And it was just a lot of stuff going on back in the day where you needed all hands on deck to keep stuff together. And now we got all the conveniences with microwaves and DoorDash and all that kind of stuff. We don't really, well, we haven't needed each other like that. But now with how these prices are going up, it's going to get tough for a lot of people. So some of these standards that everybody say that they can't go back, they can't do this, they can't do that. These next 2 years, a lot of people finna start doing a lot of stuff. Like a lot of people finna start cramming up in the same house right now. When everybody, I need my own space and all this, a lot of people finna start cramming up. So I'm listening to Monique and her husband, and I'm just thinking they just moving like grown, mature people that live in the moment. They live in this real world, and they not trying to make it be a fairy tale. A man has desires for other women. Women have desires for other men. You don't want to do that because, yeah, you don't want to cross and contaminate nobody and get an STD or something like that. But we have these emotions, and a lot of times people just cheat. They was honest enough with each other to say it out loud. But see, the thing about it is Monique brought it to the table. When a woman brings it to the table, and I'm going to say this, and a lot of ladies don't want to hear this, sometimes a man can be mature enough to digest it and come back with an answer that makes sense. When a man brings this to a lot of women, they get in their feelings, and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear that shit. They just want to cuss, and they think about, oh, this chick might look better than me, and you might leave me for her, and you might take her on a trip that I want to go on. Like, they start thinking about it like that, and that's why it don't never work. I feel. I don't know. But let me see what another thing I'm gonna say about Monique. Do y'all notice this? I don't even know what Monique's last name is. When people say Monique, we know it. It's other Moniques out here. But we know, like, that's how you know you're a star. When people can say your one name and people know who you a star. You a star. Let me see what else was on. Oh, the resemblance of her and Oprah. I didn't know her and Oprah looked that much alike. As y'all see on the thumbnail, like when they had that same hairstyle, they look, I mean, real similar. I think the only thing that's the biggest difference is their noses. Monique nose a little rounder and Oprah nose a little bit more pointed. But they look, I didn't know they looked that much like, so I can see now why they would get some of the same roles. But by looking at the roles that they played, I don't know, because Oprah getting older, she just don't got the energy no more. But you know the energy that Oprah had in Color Purple way back in the day? That energy when she got mad and frustrated with Harpo and she would kind of like power up. That's the energy Monique walk around with all the time. Monique embodies that energy. Like, she don't even got to turn that on. She really got to turn that off. She just stay on 10, right? So that was pretty cool just looking at it like, damn, I never really thought about Oprah and Monique competing for the same roles. But while I'm watching her on that couch, a few times I would see Oprah. I'm like, what the hell? She looking like, I mean, and that's why I was like, damn, she looked like Oprah. And I didn't know what phase of Oprah life it was, but how she had her hair did, and I was like, is that a wig? Is that really her hair? Like that she looked like Oprah hair. Like, so that was pretty cool. Let me see. Hey, yeah, you're right. Most women do share the same dude anyway. They just don't want to admit it. Like, man, it's so many stories about that. Like with women sharing dudes. If nobody don't know, if they think it's a secret, they'll do it for years. But if the world know, They hate it. That's why I had a post a long time ago, about 8 years ago. I said, men move like dogs and women move like cats. Women like to be secretive. They don't want nobody to know what they're doing. They doing the same stuff, but they just don't want nobody to know what they're doing. Because these dudes out here that's being dogs, they ain't sleeping by themselves. They sleeping with a woman. Let me see what else. Oh, and I'm gonna say this about her husband. I thought her husband was a pushover. I thought he was a real like pushover punk. Cause when I heard about the open relationships and all that stuff, I was like, damn, that dude just. I know some dudes that just love women so much they'll just do anything to be in their presence. But once I actually went and watched some videos with this dude, I was like, damn, this dude, he got something to him now. He low key, he's a smooth operator now. So I give him a big ups on that. I got respect for him. And another thing, both of them as a couple, they work out together. They work out together. Monique and her guy, they work out together. And I'm gonna say this about couples that work out together. Most couples that I know that work out together, they stay together until they pass away. They live their life together. Because you don't have time to just be out there doing all kind of other foolishness. When y'all working out together, y'all encouraging each other, you eating right, you bonding. When you work out, you bond with each other, and you making each other look good. Like y'all keeping each other in shape, looking nice, your skin glowing. Like I was looking at Monique on that couch the other night, like, God dang, Monique can get it. I ain't never thought about smashing Monique. I'm looking at Monique when she said she was 56. I was like, oh, what? She 56? I'm like, why are you thinking about smashing Monique right now? And she was like, y'all brothers be trying to, y'all want these skinny girls. Y'all know y'all want a big girl that can cook. Well, she said cook some cornbread or a pound cake. I think what she said, cooking some pound cake naked. I thought about it for a second. I said, Monique, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. But I was thinking about Monique was looking sexy the other day. I'm like, a 56-year-old? And she always kind of looked sexy, but I was never like, I gotta have Monique. The other night I was thinking about it. Ooh, I'll take Monique through there. But I like she got a husband. Her husband, the only thing that stopped me. Her husband. That's the only thing that stopped me. Let me see. The D.L. Hughley. So D.L. Hughley, he kind of like fired back. D.L. started talking about how she always trying to be so nice and everything, but every time she being nice, she just trying to butter you up. If she was so nice, why her family don't rock with her? He was saying that. But she was saying like her family stole from her. One of her brothers molested her. Her mama gone now. I think her daddy gone too. DL, he was like, I don't like, he took a shot at Shannon's show. He was like, Shannon's show started to get messy. It started to turn into the Wendy Williams show with weights. So that was a shot now. That was a little shot. But I think Shannon about that business. He ain't gonna let it, he ain't gonna get in feelings. But Steve Harvey also said it too. Steve Harvey was like, he was like, I don't like the direction that Club Shay going. So y'all gotta understand, when people say stuff like this, you gotta pay attention. Cause the powers that be, it's reasons why all these people got shows and stuff like this. They done sat down at the table and they had these agreements that they gonna say what they gonna say, but at the same time they understand what's too far and who really in control. So I'ma just say it like this right here. I'm gonna pay attention to see if Shannon Sharpe end up getting pushed off the show with Stephen A. Smith. What's that? First Take. I'm gonna see if he end up getting pushed off there, because they really can't stop his YouTube stuff. They really can't, unless he say something bad, like real bad. And he ain't really saying that unless his guest is saying it. So he just kind of being in the middle. So I'm gonna watch this to see, because it's kind of like they'll give you little warnings, and if you don't pay attention to the warnings and you keep going, and I don't think Shannon gonna stop. I think it's finna kind of, because I can't wait till Corey Holcomb come on there. When Corey Holcomb come on there, it might not get the same views Monique and and Cat Williams getting, but Corey Holcomb gonna bring it. And see, Corey Holcomb might be the one that get him in some real trouble. So that's my take on that, y'all. I just want to jump in and see you. Let me see, somebody writing something down here. No, not no Oprah, man. A lot of people would talk about they'll smash Oprah. No, I wouldn't smash no Oprah. A lot of people were saying that a long time ago they'll smash Oprah because she had a lot of money. Monique. I'm talking about Monique. Monique was looking good on that couch, man. I don't know, because she was drinking. The way she was drinking. And I like what she said, too. Monique, she said, I'm going to drink, but I ain't going to drink that much. She understands. And I've been a part of a situation where I done seen about 2 or 3 times where a man had to tell a woman, like, look, you better not get drunk out here in public. That's not ladylike. Like, if a woman gets drunk out in public, a lot of dudes look at her as she's something to have fun with. She's not wifey material. So that was good too, how she knew not to drink too much of that drink. But hey, y'all, I gotta go, man. I got a call coming in. I'll see y'all on the other side. Go.